Hey, this is Notser, and today we're taking a look at the Tier 7 Premium Japanese destroyer, Yudachi. This is a work in progress ship, the stats are not final, yada yada yada. The build is on the screen. It is my Shimakaze commander, so I do run basic firing training and expert marksman on my Shima, and I'll talk about why it's really good for the Yudachi, but why didn't I cover the ship? I've had it for over a month, because the torpedoes were garbage. 2.5 kilometer detection on 15 kilometer range torpedoes. Ugh, that was real gross. Recently, Wargaming improved the detectability on the torpedoes, so they are much more usable. And with my build, it covers up all the other weaknesses, or it reduces them. I'm not going to say it covers it up, because the base turret traverse and the reload are horrible. 30-second turret traverse and 9-second reload, both of which are like worst in class. However, it has long-range torpedoes. 15 kilometer is very impressive. These are not deep water torpedoes. These are regular torpedoes. And its concealment, 5.7 kilometers, which is tied for best in class at this tier. I think the Z39 and the Gajimata both have really competitive concealment with the ship, but I think this is either the best or the second best. So all of those traits coupled together ends up working out very well, especially with the Shimakaze build, because that 30-second turret traverse, it's more manageable now that it's 21 seconds, and then the reload is improved by 0.9 seconds, so it goes from 9-second reload to 8.1, which is much, much, much more useful. And as we move forward, we were taking advantage of that concealment advantage that we had, and we run into an enemy British DD, and we knock out his engines. He either has less than, or I don't know, but my torpedoes look on target. I don't think he can avoid this. Oh, I think he might. Oh, he did not slip by. These torpedoes do a ton of damage too. So we knocked out our first opponent, and I'm going to just move forward. Now, because of the great concealment, I drop off almost immediately, and I can decide, okay, well, do I want to sit and smoke? Do I want to set my torpedoes? I got a kill with my torpedoes, so that first send worked out very well. The speed is usable. The torpedoes feel very good. I did try a torpedo accelerated build. It does reduce the range to, I think, 12 kilometers, but it speeds up the torpedoes. I think the torpedoes are like 56 knots. And with the torpedo acceleration, it gets it up to like 62 or 63 or 61-ish. I didn't really like that build because I couldn't invest in expert marksman. And with 30-second turret traverse, you might as well not even have them. I mean, it's really that bad. But with this build, my guns are more useful. They do really heavy salvos. And I can really comfortably turn them around, do damage to enemies, and here's an enemy Mayhem. We're setting fires left and right on that guy. It is a high tier, 127 for the Japanese Navy. They're really great after the recent high explosive buffs, I think like 4 or 5 patches ago. But, of course, we're in smoke. Enemy's going to send torpedoes. I send my torpedoes in response. Enemy Koenig looks like he was rounding the corner very fast, but it does look like he's broken his momentum. So I do send my second set towards the enemy. Now, I was never detected because my detection is outstanding, and I'm going to try and make use of the fact that I'm still in smoke. It's still surrounding my ship. Oh, be careful of those torpedoes. And I want to help kill off the Miyoko, who's still burning, and yep, there he goes. So the first set didn't hit the Koenig. The second set, though, looks to be accurate. So I want to follow up the torpedo damage and probably a flood with some fire. The Japanese 127s have a really high fire chance, and if you place it right, you can get a fire. And we get a flood on the bow, a flood on the stern, we get a fire on his superstructure. He's in trouble. I decide, you know what, just take the shot. He finally uses damage control, and I'm going to disengage. While disengaging, which he's backing up to, I'm going to look for a fire. We might get a fire at the tail end of his damage control. But just look at the reload on these guns, right? It takes forever to reload, but it's worth it. Guys, it's really worth it. I really enjoy the 127s for the Japanese, and to have them down here at tier 7, the way they are, the number of guns, the accuracy, it's really useful. It's really enjoyable, and I didn't think I would like this, because the first version was horrible. But you make a couple tweaks, you know, you improve the torpedoes a little bit, give people the option to use a torpedo accelerated build, or even a gun build, and you know, you can get a pretty good situation going. Now, does that mean that it's perfect and doesn't need a buff? I don't know. I feel like I can make it work currently, but I don't know that everyone can. I've heard some CCs be disappointed in it, you know, it's not fun for them, and I could totally see that because the turret traverse is horrible. If you're not picking up expert marksman, there's no way to improve it outside of the module in slot 3, and why would you ever do that? It would turn an already sluggish reload, let's call it glacially slow, to a frozen block of ice. Like 10 seconds plus? No. This honestly feels the best. You compensate for the slow reload, you compensate for the slow turret traverse, and you rely on the fact that they're Japanese torpedoes. They're already good. And it works out pretty good. Enemy mayhem. I have so much better concealment than all my opponents. That alone is a huge bonus. A huge bonus. And we do pretty good damage. We are spotted by a couple. I could decide to send torpedoes towards the enemy. And I could decide to just stay here and fire my guns, but I don't know that I want to, because out of the corner of my eye, I catch sight of the kamikaze, and I want to try and make use of my concealment and go towards the enemy. He looks like he might pull a Notser and run into the island, and my torpedoes are ready to go. So, options. The guns are great. Killing DDs in a DD is honestly the first priority that any player should take, and clearly this guy's right in front of me. There's nobody seemingly out in the open, so this is honestly a safe kill for my teammates. And I'm just doing a quick check. We got the Koenig. He's still in the corner, although the island is blocking. So what I want to do is I want to move forward and potentially flank torpedo him. Now, the flank torpedo is only going to be possible if he gives a little ground, because he's pretty close to the island right now, but I expect him to back up a little bit. There could be an enemy mayhem also around this corner, but I'm not really afraid of him because I basically am full life. My guns are terrifying. I mean, averaging 2,500 to 3K salvos against enemy DDs. They're not going to want to hang out too long against me. That's 3 or 4 salvos, maybe, to kill these guys if everything works out. Plus a little assistance from teammates, of course. But I decide, okay, hold my fire, use my concealment, round the corner, use a torpedo, and maybe point blank the enemy mayhem. Because clearly he's sitting in smoke. And rounding the corner seems to work. We will be detected. I'm hoping that maybe the mayhem wants to pull the trigger. If he fires his guns, he'll probably be revealed. And note, he does fire his guns, so we're not quite as close as I need to be. The torpedoes, though, they are definitely on target. See you later, Koenig. Enemy mayhem is the next target. 2,800. Let's get another attack. He's going to send torpedoes my way, of course. You can see the turrets traversing. 2,400. One blast salvo should be enough to kill him off. And man, you know, I love the Japanese guns. They are wonderful. They are so underused by the community. I can't stand watching all these Shimas, these Kagetos, all these 127s refusing to fire their beautiful guns. The Alpha's heavy, they're accurate, they have high fire. Why wouldn't you fire at a target if you were in a position where they can't return fire? Of course you would. So I think the Yudachi is really proof that the guns need to be used more frequently. And if you take advantage of that and cover up some of the weak points of the way the guns work, boy, she's a force to be reckoned with. She really is. Now, that's not to say that it's all peaches and cream. Clearly, the torpedo systems are the bread and butter for the Japanese, and these torpedo systems, they're a little slow. They're more for denial, area denial, than using the speed at a sort of a medium range. I'm thinking 5 to 10 kilometer range. They will, if the enemy's given a chance to maneuver, not hit the target because they're that slow. Torpedo acceleration can cover that up, but then you can't cover up the guns. So, you know, in an ideal world, I probably would see a little bit faster turret traverse, maybe a little bit improved reload. But I don't know that there's much more you have to change about the ship, because the concealment is its best attribute, and if you have to sacrifice that for super competitive systems, well, you know, where are you at that point? You're just playing the mainline tier 7. This is definitely unique for the Japanese at this tier, and the systems that are equipped to it make it feel even more unique, because these are basically Shimakaze torpedoes at tier 7. They would never give you 20-kilometer range regular torpedoes at tier 7, but 15 is the next best thing. So, team finishes off the enemy. We absolutely dominate. 91,000 damage done, 3 kills, 1,817 base XP. The AA is horrible on it. But that didn't matter this game because there was no aircraft carriers. If there were aircraft carriers, it would slow down the entire game for me, and it would have been a completely different experience. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to check out more of my content, you can click on the most recent and the most relevant uploads. Also, you can subscribe to my channel. We do daily World Warships videos, first impressions, how-tos, reviews, news articles. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. Thank you, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.